podcast for heroes in the world of Overwatch. This is The Payload.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 81 of The Payload. We are an Overwatch podcast from BlizzPro.com. Today is October 12th, 2017 from Studio 6 in Denver, Colorado. I am Kick Tripod, and we're back. We're back with the normal show. It's only been like 3-4 months, I think, since we've had a real one. And with me, of course, is the crew. First from, I almost said Saskatoon, Canada. Wow.
Close enough.
The old Kev days from Camarillo, right? Did I say that right? Camarillo.
Yes, Camarillo, California.
California. It is the one and only Jimmy DJ Tyrant Bloxam. Hey, Jimmy, how are you, man?
I'm good. It's been a really hectic week, so it's nice to sit down, talk a little bit of Overwatch. We have some cool stuff to talk about, and definitely I'm excited we're only a couple weeks away from BlizzCon. I got really excited because
I thought you were going to say the Destiny 2 on PC beta.
That
or
too.
Release. But
I realized that was coming out, and then I was like, crap, I have no time to play that before BlizzCon.
So here's what's coming up, right? So we're going to be at TwitchCon next week. You might not be at the actual con, but you'll be at the party.
I'll be around.
You
it's close
party
enough.
Animal. So we'll be at the TwitchCon parties. I will be doing a panel there, which will be really awesome. It's going to be myself, Chanman V from the Overview and Value Town. And I'm going to say it on this show, and if it ends up not working out, but Pat Crane ended up not being able to make it. So we got this little known podcaster and YouTuber called
some guy.
The Total Biscuit. I don't know if you have heard of this juggernaut before, but he will be on that panel as well, as long as everything lines up. And so that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think having him on the panel is going to be really interesting because he's a little bit divisive, but he has strong opinions about everything, and that'll be great.
I am absolutely terrified of moderating that panel. But it's better than being the one supposed to have like opinions on the panel. So,
just ask him about being a global emote now on Twitch.
All right, I will do that. So we've got TwitchCon, and then 2 days after is the Destiny 2 PC beta, which I'm so excited to get to finally play with all my PC friends. I've got like 4 people I play with consistently on Xbox. But I have probably dozens of friends that I know are going to get this on PC. So excited about it. So excited. It's going to be so great. And you guys missed my thumbs up if you're listening to the audio, but it was glorious.
That's why you should come Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/BlizzPro.
Boom. Got it. So we've got that. And then we've got like 9 days to level up our Guardians, and then it's BlizzCon, and we will be at BlizzCon, and I'm hoping we have some great Overwatch exclusive stuff for you, but that is yet to be seen. We did get approved for media badges, but we don't know what or if any interviews will be had, so we'll have to see. But it's going to be pretty busy, Jimmy. Are you excited for the next 3-week gauntlet?
Yeah, I'm excited for it because this will be my first vacation from my new job, and it's really busy. So it'll be nice to step away for. I'm taking about a week off, a little less than a week off for BlizzCon, so that'll be really fun. But yeah, the 2 weekends leading up to BlizzCon, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm wondering how I'm going to fit sleep into all this. It already has me worried. And I have my case of Monster to get me through it.
Monster Energy TM, not Red Bull. You're a Monster guy?
I'm a Monster guy, but they should sponsor us. Hit me up on Twitter.
Or Red Bull.
Or Red Bull.
Please,
or,
Red Bull.
Or an equally reputable energy drink company.
Anybody who makes energy drinks at this point, we're not picky. Okay.
Well, no, you should be picky, right? Rockstar. You should get You want Rockstar, right? Because of the Destiny 2 codes.
It made such a small difference. I'm a Red Bull addict. It's in my Twitter bio.
Okay.
So I am a Red Bull addict. So that'll be that. I would, if I had my way. I was actually sponsored by Red Bull back in my Halo 2 days.
Yeah, no, I
Red
know
Bull.
they were one of the first big ones to really enter the scene in MLG and stuff like that.
Before Red Bull, it was Balls. Do you remember Balls energy drink? BAWLS. In the glass bottles?
I do, and it still exists because
it does. Micro Center.
Okay, Micro Center for you. It's there's a store called Fry's that's kind of mostly on the West Coast. They have it. They just have a ton of stock there all the time. So every time I'm there, I'm like, do I really want to revisit this? I'm like, okay, I'll get one. And I'm like, okay, that was okay. Not as good as I remember it.
Yeah. Same here. Red Bull has stood the test of time for me though.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Zero, Red Bull Zero, when I've been trying to not have 130 calories per can and all this sugar, has been really good for me. So,
well, for me,
hopefully
it's Monster Zero Energy. That's the white can. That's my jam. And I just checked your Twitter bio. It does not say Red Bull addict.
Oh, I had to change it. I ran out of space, but I think it's in my Twitch bio still.
Oh,
it says Red Bull addict and hoodie activist.
Oh yeah, don't we have 280 characters now?
In your bio?
I don't know. I just assumed when they upped it to 280.
I
don't know.
use
Whatever.
Tweetbot. I use Tweetbot and TweetDeck,
yeah, I do too.
And neither of those are 280 characters for me.
No, I love Tweetbot.
Even once I get 280
so we're
characters,
just giving out free recommendations for companies.
That's true. But yeah, so that is going on. I also have another question for all you listeners out there. I know that we have the best Overwatch players, the most knowledgeable, the most passionate. I need a new gaming keyboard. I broke my full-size Ducky, and I've got a 60% Vortex Poker, which I love, but it's 60%. I need something that's full-size with a 10 key for my Excel spreadsheets. Just kidding. Just for hotkeys for OBS Studio.
Yeah,
so I need something with hotkey able. I want to hear your recommendations. I'm kind of fading in between Razer, Logitech, and Corsair. There's so many different keyboards now, and I've always used Razer in the past because I know a lot of people will hate on them for the price or maybe some of the underlying technology for the price. But if Razer doesn't make the sexiest peripherals, I don't know who does for gaming.
Yeah, but I really like Razer and their chroma stuff with Overwatch. It always brings a smile to my face every time I load up Overwatch.
It looks great. I don't look at my hands because I'm not a pleb. So it as long as it's lit so I can really find kind of where I'm supposed to be, home base, like that's okay. Mm-hmm. But I want to know people's thoughts. So definitely go ahead and email us, thepayload@blizzpro.com, and tell me what keyboard I should buy. And if you win, I'll give you a shout out on the show, I guess. Whatever. Unless you don't want one, say that. I don't care. Whatever. Jimmy, what have you been up to in Overwatch this week, man? This is an Overwatch show. We can talk about Overwatch here.
Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, but Halloween event is live, so I've been playing quite a bit of that. Yeah, pretty much all I've been playing is arcade. I don't know what it is. I only play competitive if I have a couple other people on to play with. I don't enjoy playing solo queue at all, so I don't play nearly as much as I would like of competitive, but we definitely do get together on the Discord, discord.me/payload podcast. There's a channel there just for finding groups, and if you're looking for a group, it's a pretty easy way to get a group going. A lot of good people in there, so check it out. But yeah, Arcade's been really fun.
We have the best Overwatch community in our Discord group. It's been quiet this past month with just so many things going on. Rosh couldn't be here, sadly. Her little Tig cat baby did pass away this past week, and so devastated. Rosh loves her pets. She's going to be an awesome mom someday in like 30 years when she's finally ready for it. Because you know Rosh. She's like, I like World of Warcraft. Rosh is like Katie. Katie's like, I know I would be up to it once I became a mom. I'm just not up to it right now. So you know, our thoughts are with her. She's going to take this week off just to, you know, kind of spend some time, get back into a good spot. But we're really sad for her. Make sure to send her your love on Twitter at it's Rosh. I think that's what her tag is now.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think we've talked about this before when we talked about Rosh's situation, but both you and I can understand the impact a pet can have on your life and your mental well-being, really.
Katie freaks out if Choji doesn't poop right in the morning. Like, oh, he spent a little too much time trying to get that last one out. I'm like, come on. It's fine. He's a dog. He's pooping. It's okay. But yes, I can definitely empathize and sympathize for dog moms and dads everywhere. It's a big thing. So send her your best wishes and all that stuff. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my week in Overwatch. So it's a tale of two elos for me. So I do need to celebrate something. I have officially hit Masters on both my PC and Xbox account, which is so cool. So cool. I'm so happy to finally be there. And I quickly lost it. Yeah, literally within about 3 games, I just tanked. So I got up to, oh my God, what is it? 35-25, about right around there. And I dropped back down. I'm back to like 3,100, 3,150.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Did you do that solo?
Yeah, a lot of it. So this is the weird part. So I started a third battle.net account. And the reason why is I filled up my primary and my secondary with so many people from the shows and podcasts.
Yeah, okay, Blizzard. Enough is enough. Up the friend list limit, please.
I didn't have the heart to like remove people. So
I have like 20 people I want to play with pending requests on my friends list.
So what I ended up doing is this new account is only for like other podcasters, IRL friends, like people I would consider Kick Tripod inner circle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy. You didn't make the cut. I'm just kidding.
Wait. No. Now I know where I'm getting ahead.
It's Kick Tripod #1947. I'm just kidding.
BlizzCon, they'll announce. They could just announce upping the friends list limit on Battle.net, and I would be happy. You don't have to announce a WoW expansion. You still have to announce a new Overwatch hero, but that and a friends list limit up increase would make me happy.
I would be very happy with that too. I honestly, so I'm a very compartmentalized personality. I personally even if I had a list of 1,000, I would still like a battle tag with just like my closest friends and stuff like that. just because
I can
there are
understand
so
that.
many people all the time. And like, unless there's an option to mute certain roles or things like that during certain times or whatever, it just ends up being kind of overwhelming for me because I'm so popular and it's, so tough being me.
Just so you know, though, you are on my favorites section on my friends list.
You are, you know what? I want to see right now if you are or not. I'm going to see. I'm going to open it up and it's actually going to show up on the video stream so you can tell if I'm not lying. Because awesome. I'm actually very, very interested in seeing who is...
Kick Tripod has come online.
DJ Tyrant, you are absolutely 100% on my friends list, on my favorites list. So
there we go. Boom.
There it is. If you guys want to see, I did it right. I set up OBS. Oh my God, everything just disappeared. Help!
Oh no!
Help! Oh my God, help. This is. I have no idea what just happened. Anyways, wow, we are going way too long here. I need to quit the Blizzard app. It's telling me to update. I'm on the beta right now. The one with the new offline mode, and it's amazing. But I only launch it every so often with Destiny going on and playing Hearthstone on my iPad. But I need to say, first of all, Shadow, hi, it's really good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. He's in Twitch chat. Just need to say, we need to go into the news.
This week in Overwatch.
Still forgot to update the MVPs. So just huge thank you to Shadow, J.A., Corel, Liam O, Stuart J, Leon Z, Jacob S, and Adam W. Anyone who supports the payload, thank you so much for doing that. It's helping us get to BlizzCon. It's helping us get those media passes. It's helping us, just make the show better. Bring on new guests. I hope you guys enjoyed last week. If you didn't see it, I did a short interview with Sleepy from NRG and the San Francisco Overwatch League team. And that was a ton of fun. He was super cool. It was very short and to the point. Their PR was very much like, send us the questions, stick to the questions, don't surprise us. And so I'm like, yes, sir.
I kind of don't like that, having been a part of esports and been interviewing players for a number of years, but I understand where they're coming from, and I like it because it means that Overwatch League, they're taking it very, very, very seriously if they're already doing that with their interviews. Yeah. And that's very much like traditional sports. So
and I get it. I get it. It was my first time though, being in such a I'm normally like cool. Thank you for answer Bay or answer A, not Bay, answer Bay.
Yeah, that's the hard thing is like my interview style is definitely follow-up questions based on stuff they say.
So I hope you enjoyed it. At least there was some really cool stuff there. If you're interested in his background, how he got involved, what the tryout process looked like, and what it looks like, and the type of commitment it takes to be an Overwatch League level player, I think you'll enjoy it. It's only 14 minutes long. Listen to that at 1.5 speed, and it's at the very worst, it's 10 minutes gone of your life, right? But it was really great. The competitive Overwatch subreddit really enjoyed it too. That always feels good. But we're going to do our best. We've been talking about it a lot, and the idea is we want to bring you some more insight and interviews from people in the community, but it's really difficult to give you the payload experience and have, a PR person hanging off on the side. And so what we'll be looking at doing is inserting shorter interviews in these shows, as well as just giving you supplemental shows after the fact. And I think it'll be great. I think people will really enjoy it. So That is what is going to be going on from us there. Oh, yeah. Big thank you again to our MVPs. And if you like the payload, want to support it, want to help us grow, and, want to just say thanks for the hours and hours of free entertainment we do our best to give you every week, just head on over to patreon.com/payload podcast, find out what's there, and give to your heart's desires. No pressure. I would say most importantly, 5-star reviews and hang out with us in our Discord. But if you're like, hey, man,
yeah,
here's a cup of coffee every month. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Let's talk about the news. So this one's a little bit old, but we haven't actually got to talk about it yet. And I think it's really important.
It's kind of timeless.
It is. It is timeless. And something about Jimmy and I is we've been in the scene long enough to kind of have our knowledge transcend just Overwatch specific topics a little bit. We're not the best Overwatch players in the world, but we're not bad. We're not bad, but we very much have, I think that we have really valuable perspective when it comes to being content creators, hardcore fans, people who have followed Blizzard for a long time. And so Jeff created this really long post, and this was on the battle.net forums, and the title of the thread was, do you think Overwatch teams simply not have enough people? Proofread, come on. But do you think
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that English is probably not their first language.
I agree. But it's an interesting topic and an interesting question, and I don't blame anyone for asking it. Right? Are they just shorthanded? These changes feel slow. They feel to this person, the changes felt slow. They felt kind of they didn't really feel very elegant sometimes, and it's just like, do they just not have enough people? I think that's totally a valid question to ask. Jeff responds on, this is September 29th, so this is a while ago. Again, I apologize, but they started with 70 developers. Now they're just over 100 developers. Developers are people who directly have input into what goes into the game and the game's code. So that's not necessarily social media people. That's not necessarily PR people. That's just people who are writing code, creating skins, artists, designers, coders, back-end engineers, things like that. They talked a lot about how passionate they are about the game themselves. But I think the big thing that gets discussed is the level of scrutiny the team is under, and the fact that how the community has kind of failed in providing feedback to the team in a way that makes them want to and feel safe communicating and justifying their changes. I can think of Scott Mercer, Jeff Kaplan, Jeff Goodman as the big three who are consistently communicating from the development level. I think I'm missing one other developer, but this is just off the top of my head. And they're using their first and last name. They're doing their best to be really transparent, regardless on if you agree with the changes or think they're fast enough or good enough. At the end of the day, we all vote with our wallets and our time, right? If you're not spending enough time in Overwatch, or if you're not spending enough money in Overwatch, that's just as much feedback sometimes as saying, hey, I don't like this because of A, B, and C. But because of that level of scrutiny, a lot of developers have chosen not to. Michael Chu, he's not a developer. He's the story guy, but he's also spent a good amount of time on the forums, I would say. So those four, that was it. Sorry. But at the end of the day, they're like, between threats and just really negative language and just a lack of empathy and understanding, and in the end, coming to just bash the choices versus understanding and giving feedback on why they think they're poor choices. It's just kind of said, hey, like, why would you want to be a part of that? I mean, you guys, even for me, right? You guys saw me take a month break, and it was just, I was sick of, you know, the people who'd come on and just have nothing but negative things to say. Cool. I get I'm not your favorite host, or that I like pushing the buttons on the soundboard too much. I get that. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person and deserve to die, I think, personally. So
I think that's pretty reasonable.
I think so, but it's happened. So anyways, that's kind of the gist of it. Jimmy, you and I have been around a while, and I know you've been watching, you know, World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch. I watch Overwatch and Hearthstone, so we're only missing Diablo. This doesn't feel like, this feels like a pretty rare level of transparency for me. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we don't really see kind of the human element that goes into game development a lot of times. I mean, I thought it was really interesting that there was this line about Overwatch is 24/7, 365 a year for this, and Overwatch doesn't stop because it's 500 Friday evening or because it's their kid's birthday or stuff like that. I mean, we have to remember that these are real human beings with feelings on the other end. And I think if we all just took that into consideration, things would be a little bit better. And yeah, I can understand that having it blow up so big as Overwatch did, you got all these voices all of us, like, they probably saw in beta, oh, okay, we can manage this. I think this is okay. But then all of a sudden there's just a ton of people saying a million different things. Oh, I want this hero buffed, I want this hero nerfed, F you, all this stuff. Like, it's just like really hard to deal with that if you're constantly reading that on a daily basis. Even if they don't mean it to be personally, as Jeff really outlines in this, everyone on the team is so deeply passionate about this, about Overwatch. And I think it takes a little bit of a different light when you look at the history, the overall history of Overwatch. We saw a lot of it, or quite a bit of it, in that GameStop piece. I think it was right before Overwatch launched. The little mini documentary. GameSpot.
Not GameStop.
What is
GameStop?
Just flip some letters around. But I mean, everyone knows the history of Overwatch. Who's been paying attention to it? It's just, it used to be this MMO game called Titan, and then at some point, someone said, "Stop doing this. Make it something different because this is not working." And
it's just not fun
to get. Yeah, that's hard to get your work. Having worked years on this game, and I know it's been years because Jeff Kaplan, he was on the WoW team, and then they announced he was leaving the WoW team in like 2008, 2009, I want to say. It was a while ago.
A long time. We made jokes about Jeff Kaplan's cave and when are we going to see him come out?
Yeah. And then we saw him, what was it, 2014 when Overwatch was announced, I think. And then to have so much pinning on Overwatch's announcement and its reception and stuff like that, it's like, this could basically be our careers if we don't succeed on this after having a failure that, while it wasn't public, it still is a failure on a personal level for all these developers. I feel like, or failure in the sense of how they take it, because all their work is just never going to be seen. Maybe we'll see a Blizzard secret history book in 20 years from now. We'll get some more information about that, but definitely it's really interesting. And I feel like I've mentioned this before, but when you saw Chris Metzen come up on the stage for that Overwatch announcement, that is the most nervous I've ever seen that man ever. I mean, he was really literally shaking, super emotional. And
And he did
was,
an interview with Scott Johnson on The Instance. And there's a great, if you haven't checked that out, it's probably my favorite episode of The Instance of all time.
It was right before he announced his retirement or right after? I can't remember.
After.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, check that out. And definitely like,
yeah.
When were you there? I can't remember at that BlizzCon.
I was not. Okay. I was at 2015 and 2016.
Well, I was lucky enough to be there, and definitely when he came out, you just like felt like something really cool was coming. And we saw that trailer, and just the room just went bananas because this was a new IP for Blizzard, something totally different from the norm for them.
Right.
And obviously it's been really successful. And I think that the scariest thing in today now is they have to keep hitting this mark of excellence with the game going forward. And I think that gives them added pressure. It's almost like you win the World Series one year, next year if you don't win the World Series, it's a complete failure of a season. It's like we did it once before, we got to do it again. And
it's the Apple complex.
If
you're not, if you're not 10 years ahead, you're 5 years behind, kind of thing. And
and while not all developers are necessarily this way, generally creative people like this are fairly introverted, and I think them having to put themselves out there, especially in a way where Jeff was mentioning, I think in this post, about how people were emailing his boss about how bad of a job he's been doing with the game or something like that. And that's just like, that's completely inappropriate. Like, I mean, if Jeff somehow really screwed up, like to you on a personal level, and no, not changing Mercy does not count, then maybe you have a point. But 99.99% of circumstances, that is just way above and beyond the line that should be there. And you can understand why they're hesitant to jump in so deep into talking about this stuff online.
One thing I wanted to add too before we move on, I think we spent a good amount of time on it and just wanted to address it from our perspectives. But one thing too is, I'm sure anybody who has worked for a large corporation or a very small company realizes that it's really difficult to get a lot done in a short amount of time for a small company. And at a corporation, it's really hard to feel like your input is valued and you are, you have input into the final product. You're more than just a cog in the wheel. And Jeff kind of addresses this piece as well and says, you know, at the end of the day, we want everyone to feel emotionally invested and physically and mentally invested into Overwatch. And sometimes that means having a little bit smaller team, a little bit smaller rollout, so that there's more investment in the long-term success of Overwatch, and there's more input, there's more value placed on the individual people. And I really appreciated that. You know, if your patches get out a week or so later, but it means that you don't just have some random guy who's coding because it's Blizzard, cool kind of thing, but that they're genuinely passionate about the game. Like, I love that, and I can really support that, and I can really get behind that 110%. Shortly after making this post, this was also really funny.
This was hilarious.
I think it was 2 days later. Actually, it was about a week later. Somebody posted, anyone else getting fed up with the balancing going on? The balancing team needs replacement. This is outrageous. And that was edited and cued down a little bit from what was originally said. Jeff replies and says, make a productive post, either clearly stating an issue that you're having or make a productive suggestion. We won't tolerate demands of people being replaced on these forums. See you in 30 days.
I mean, obviously this is about Mercy, but just saying, oh, this is outrageous, balancing team sucks. That's that doesn't help anybody.
Right. It was just, like, and again, this isn't about don't voice your frustrations. Don't say that. You don't have to be a game developer. Part of it too is like, it's really difficult. Like for me personally, I have a lot of opinions about the game. This doesn't feel great. This does feel great. But I'm not a game developer. I can't speak consistently like, oh, Mercy would feel so much better if A, B, and C happened. But there's a very different thing than saying, hey, I don't know what it is about Mercy, but she just feels really unfun to play for me. Versus, guys, Mercy's broke. Which developer should be fired for this? It's a very different thing. So I don't know. It's just don't be that person. At the end of the day, maximum what you've been forced to pay for this game maximum is $60 or $120, depending on if you bought the 40, 60, or 100, or 40, 60, and 120. It's the max you've been forced to pay. Everything else has been in cosmetics. Like, I don't understand that level of entitlement to be like, I've enjoyed this game for 800 hours, but for the same price that you've quoted me since the beginning, which, to be honest, if you paid $60, like I've gotten about 600 hours in on Overwatch, I would say overall, potentially more. I've gotten about 700 hours of Overwatch in overall. 60 hours or $60 for 600 hours. What is that? 10 cents an hour. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's been very valuable.
How much you pay for internet? How much you pay for power for your computer?
All right, you keep quiet right now. Now that does not include Overwatch loot boxes, because if we factor in loot boxes, we don't talk about that on this show. Speaking of Overwatch loot boxes, just kidding. I want to talk about this first. Muse is going to be closing at BlizzCon, and I am so happy about this. All the previous years have been C+ at best. This is an A+ play. I don't think that there's a single band I would rather see at BlizzCon than Muse.
I'm annoyed that it's a band I actually like really, really want to see that I haven't seen in person before. Because it means that I won't be able to go and take advantage of all the short lines for the demo stations like I normally do. But yeah, no, Muse is freaking awesome. Like they're I've heard they put on a really good show, and a friend of mine from college, he's like a super Muse fan. He like immediately asked me, he's like, is there a way you can sneak me into BlizzCon, just because he wanted to see him for the 20th time or whatever. But like, yeah, that's it. It's interesting that I know logistically it's hard to nail down stuff like this early on before like tickets come online, but I kind of like that they do this where because then the people who are buying the tickets aren't really buying them just for the show, for the closing ceremony, but I've had multiple people be bummed that they didn't get BlizzCon tickets specifically because of Muse. But pro tip from a BlizzCon veteran, if you just show up to the convention center on either the Friday or Saturday, there are people selling tickets. Especially on Saturday. For some reason, scalping. I guess people have scalping, but they're trying to just get their money back at that point.
Right.
But the interesting thing, and the thing that just confuses me to no end, maybe people have responsibilities or something, but are people like leaving on Friday or halfway through Saturday, and you can get a ticket that way for cheap too.
Yeah, totally can. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's a set time aside for the whole weekend when I purchase a whole weekend ticket.
Yeah,
but I could get it. There's also, I mean, even there have been things in the past where it's like Thursday night's Con Before the Storm, Friday night is there's 2 parties I'm supposed to go to. Saturday is the end of BlizzCon, and I can get people having to like leave and go and be like, well, we can't make it back tomorrow. So I get it. I definitely get it. But this is awesome. It's my favorite band by far that they've brought in to do this. I am very excited for it. All right, we need to talk about this new event, though. We need to actually start talking about Overwatch stuff. We're not even going to be able to hit the strategy segment.
Really quickly, though, I want to talk a little bit about the Overwatch World Cup stage. It is taking over the arena this time, and based on how
I'm so excited about that. We were in the arena last year that fit like 1,200 people, and it was great. There was just not enough room.
And it looks like they're going to be using much more of the floor space than StarCraft did, and that holds around 7,000-8,000 people, I want to say. So that should definitely allow a lot more people to check out the Overwatch arena. I will say definitely show up early, though, still, because of Overwatch's popularity in last year. So many people stood in a line to stand in a line to stand in another line to not get into the Overwatch arena.
Right. So.
And one more quick thing. We'll probably talk about this more another week or so, but I love all the community stuff that they're doing at BlizzCon this year. Definitely check out. There's some cool panels, and I have to give a shout to Leviathan, the host of Westmarch Workshop. He has a panel at BlizzCon. Did you ever think community people like that would have an actual panel at BlizzCon? Like, I mean, it's a like big officially deal. Listed.
Like the Instance has had a few. The Angry Chicken has had one where they were doing like a Hearthstone community thing. But basically, like, especially as far as podcasts go, very underrepresented, I would say, overall compared to the number of streamers and professional players that, you know, get that time. And that's awesome. I'm definitely be going there, supporting Leviathan.
Yep. And that's why, partially why Calm Before the Storm exists. And make sure to check us out there Thursday night. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll be there. I will be on the Hearthstone panel, believe it or not. And then Rosh or Jimmy will be on the Overwatch panel, depending on who gets to make it. But it'll be
we'll arm wrestle for it.
We'll arm wrestle. It's true. So that's going on. Another big thing. We did get the Overwatch or all the BlizzCon loot, right?
Yeah, the merch looks really cool this year.
We got to just go through this. I'm gonna spend so much money on this early access sale. So there's 30 items for Overwatch. We've got the Art of Overwatch limited edition. It's $100 coffee table book.
Yeah. Okay. So a little side note on that. There's actually a launch event for that in LA at the Nucleus Art Gallery. The last time we had an event for that, for something like that, there was the Art of Blizzard Entertainment, which was like, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. And it was really cool. If you're local in LA, definitely check it out. There'll be a gallery up for, I think, a week or two. So yeah, if you're in the area, check it out.
Yep.
And they're selling that there along with some other stuff. All right, continue.
So there's that. We've got the Art of Overwatch not limited edition, which is $50. Mm-hmm. The Overwatch Anthology, which just launched. You can buy it on Amazon right now for $2 cheaper than the Blizzard website.
Yeah.
Which is really great. That's all the comics so far.
Up to Uprising.
Up to Uprising.
Yep.
So that's awesome. You got an Overwatch coach's jacket. Not a huge fan, but I can get why you'd like it.
Maybe in like 20 years.
The Overwatch Diva backpack, which is sick.
That's pretty awesome.
It's really cool. You've got a Doomfist poster, which I think is pretty cool. I wouldn't get it unless I was like a Doomfist main. You got a Series 2 magnet set with some of the sprays from Diva, Reinhardt, Sombra, Bastion, and then an Overwatch logo. And then you've got the Series 3, which is Symmetra, Genji, Zarya, Hanzo. And then so
I
many
guess
people.
I have to get them because I have the Series 1 on my
You gotta
on
get
my
2 and 3.
refrigerator already. It's like all right, gotta keep up.
See, you've got that. Then you've got the Overwatch May Yeti slippers, which thank you for doing that. I was really worried they weren't going to. They're awesome. Only $40. Then you've got the Overwatch Pachimari all over print shirt, which I'm definitely getting.
Yeah, that
100%.
sounds like a John shirt.
It does, right? It's cool and subtle. It's really neat. You've got Overwatch pint glasses. You've got an Overwatch polo shirt, which I don't like. This is my least favorite one, where they put the logo.
I don't understand the logo on the back.
The logo on the back, I 150% hate, but even the logo on the front is like right below where your normal pectoral will be. So normally you have it like on the upper middle part of your chest.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's gonna, sit right below your nipple. So I don't love that. The Overwatch Snowball plush. Of course, you've got a Sombra pillow, which is awesome.
I'm buying that, definitely.
I like the Overwatch Tracer line shirt, which is great. Earlier, I'm going to go to this next one in a second. I'm going to cover that one last. But we did get the 4 hoodies that Jinx teased earlier, including the Zarya one, right? Where is
Wasn't it 6?
Yeah,
it's six of them,
there's
right?
6.
Seven.
So yeah,
7.
sorry. There's 2 divas.
Oh.
Diva
Oh,
and
okay,
blue
fine.
and
Diva
pink.
gets
There's
2.
Genji, Lucio,
Ryan, Road, and Zarya.
Road, and Zarya. I love the vintage May shirt. Love the vintage May shirt.
It's very cute.
Then you've got Overwatch World Cup hats.
Why is this snapback,
hoodies.
Blizzard? Come on.
I need fitted Overwatch hats. Overwatch World Cup stuff, including a pin. But my favorite thing is the Overwatch ugly holiday sweater. It is so awesome. It's got Overwatch. Let me make sure I get this right. So you've got the Overwatch logo, and you've got a bunch of different things, little Pachamaris, mistletoe. It's red, dark gray, yellow, green, white. Very much ugly, and at the same time, like, dope shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Katie and I were getting married in December. We've talked about this. Our registries on Amazon.com. Jimmy, I'm just kidding. And we're going to be there basically during Christmas time. And myself, my brother, Katie, and her brother and sister, we all play Overwatch on console together. And we think we're all going to get these hoodies for Christmas because we're going to do a little Christmas celebration while we're there.
There you go.
And it's going to be pretty cool. So this is really
the way to do it.
I love this. So cool. That's going on. That's just the BlizzCon stuff. Let's talk about the Halloween Terror event because that's live now as well. So, oh, by the way, to get the BlizzCon stuff, you need to have a BlizzCon ticket
virtual
or BlizzCon
ticket.
Virtual ticket.
Yeah.
The virtual ticket's included in the BlizzCon ticket.
Yeah.
I believe.
And you get that kind of sweet Winston skin, that blue BlizzCon.
Yep.
One.
Yes, you do. I love it. Some people are saying they like it better than Yeti Winston, and I think you're crazy. But
I don't know about that. Yeti Winston is
it
top notch.
Reminds me very much because didn't we get a BlizzCon skin?
We got the
Bastion. It was Bastion. I was thinking the BlizzCon skin was Winston's Uprising skin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's
speaking of
basically the same
skins,
thing. Speaking of skins, we've got the Halloween Terror event. It goes through October 10th through November 1st. We've got 2 Halloweenified maps. We've got Hollywood, which was the same as last year, but we also got Eichenwald. And I haven't actually got to play this map Halloweenified, but the screenshots look amazing. So
Oh yeah.
there's
No,
always
it
that.
looks cool.
It's at night. And there's cool stuff there. And then the skins. And before anyone says anything, if you don't like the new Zarya skin, stop listening to this show right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The new Zarya
Yeah.
skin is so good, and I do not understand why people don't like it. A lot of times I'm like, oh, okay, perspective. I get it. Like, yeah, we all see things differently and we all like things differently, but this one I don't get. I love the Zarya skin so much. It's the best legendary skin that I can think of. No bias. No bias. But I will say this. I love the Zarya skin. I think it's so good. But
It's really good. I do think the Zenyatta skin is the best of the new skins, though. Cthulhu
I
Zenyatta.
like it, but like I don't
And
know.
I'm torn on the Symmetra one.
Symmetra one is hot. It's just, I was just like, sometimes you just gotta put out a sexy Symmetra skin. I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's really cool. It's like Death Wingy,
Yeah, it really is.
So let's talk about, obviously all the year one skins are still available. Same rules as World Cup.
Finally
I
get
believe,
my
right?
Witch Mercy.
Yes. But we've got a new Zenyatta skin that is kind of dragony. She's got horns, kind of Diablo-y. You've got a Viking Torbjorn, which I think is a great job.
It's pretty
weird
good.
how great Torbjorn looks with Viking and pirate stuff. The 80s Zarya, so awesome. She's got a shirt that says "Let's Get Physical." Kind of got like an 80s hairband hair. It's awesome. And then you've got the, I don't know if it's like a Van Helsing style.
Yeah, it is.
McCree. And then you've got a Skullhead Reaper, which those two we saw in the teaser from last week.
Mm-hmm.
You've got something, I think they call it like a zombie May or something. It doesn't make sense what it actually is, but I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. What do you
I
what do you
wouldn't
think
be
of the
like
May one?
I wouldn't be like mad if it came in a loot crate, but I'm not spending credits on it.
Definitely. Unless you're a May main.
Hmm.
Then you've got the Cthulhu Zenyatta, which I know he has a separate call out for his alt. I just don't know what it is.
I
that's
didn't know
always
that.
cool.
That's awesome.
You're welcome. And Ana players rejoice. Ana finally gets a legendary skin. And it is a pirate Ana with a parrot on her shoulder. Looks pretty awesome. She's got like a bayonet at the end of her gun. And then all the other skins from last week. So pretty cool, right?
Yeah, and there's some pretty cool sprays as well. So I'm
Corel
super excited
said
for this.
in Twitch chat, he says, "Embrace nothingness." That's awesome.
Wow.
Zenyatta.
Okay, that's super good.
That's cool. That's worth crafting. I think that the ones that have alternate hero lines are always worth crafting.
Yeah.
But there's that. There's lots of great skins. I love the trick-or-treating Orisa, like cardboard box Orisa spray. I mean, there's some really cool stuff there. A little Sombra as well with like a skull mask. It's really neat. I still think that Halloween probably overall from all the different events we've had has the best skins. I would say the holiday one is a close second for me.
I feel like it gives them just a lot of room to be creative and kind of just do whatever. Like there's probably a lot less pushback on ideas for skins because like, oh, it's Halloween, they're just dressing up like that or something like that.
Right. Yeah, it's like they can dress up for whatever their relative like body type and attitude look like? Whereas with the holiday skin, it's not so much the case. Same with the World Cup skins.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much like, how do you sportify the heroes?
Yeah.
So they definitely have a lot more freedom in doing that. I totally agree with that 100%. Yeah, so that's going on. What else do we need to hit in? Anything else there for the
We didn't really
Halloween event?
talk about the new Junkenstein's Revenge
Oh yeah,
in the
so-
arcade. They brought that back. They changed it up a little bit. The heroes that you can use for the regular one are Anna, Hanzo, McCree, and Soldier 76. And then there's a new Endless mode, which is brand new for this year. That gives you a little bit more flexibility as to what you can use. Same for as before, but you can also have Genji, Torbjorn, Widowmaker, and Zenyatta. So change up your strategy a little bit. And that you have to survive 12 waves. And I played that last night with a couple people from the Discord. And it gets really hectic. It's a lot of fun. But it's a good way, especially doing normal. It's an easy way to pick up some loot boxes for this event. I will say I'm a little annoyed that we do not have Team Deathmatch in the arcade right now, because that was my favorite mode to play with friends. Because they only have 5 active at a time, and that's a little frustrating. But it is what it is. I'm okay with it.
I forgot
for
to
now.
show this. Part Shark, listener of the
What?
show, made me a perler art of Zarya.
That is awesome.
It's so cool. It is so freaking cool. So feel free to send me more free stuff, guys.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
I really liked Junkenstein's Revenge last year. I haven't actually done the new Endless Brawl, but I'm excited to spend a little bit more.
And Endless is fun, and there's an achievement to. We were trying to do it last night, but it's just it's a pain in the butt. Let's see where it is. Win Junkenstein Endless on hard difficulty with no damage to the door, which is much more challenging than it sounds like.
Well, yeah, I bet. So that's really cool. I really like. I think this is a great PvE event too. I love the wave type gameplay. That was always
Yeah.
fun
I
for
mean,
me.
that kind of lends itself to FPS games. We've seen it a lot in stuff like Gears of War, was like the one that really popularized this horde style of gameplay. But yeah, check it out. It's up till November 1st. And I'm a little sad that Team Deathmatch isn't in the arcade rotation right now, but it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, last thing we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna actually get out of here. We've been going for a while. Is the Battle.net app beta has been updated with some pretty cool features. You've got groups, a social tab, profiles, and
Your personal favorite.
Appear offline, which is so
No, I'm
good.
excited for this. Like,
so good.
It basically became a meme for a while because they announced like 2012. There was literally a blog post that said "Appear offline coming soon," and every year I think someone would link to it and be like, "When's it coming? When's it coming?" And now we're finally getting it, at least to a certain extent. I forget what the kind of caveat of it is, but
it's like the built-in guild stuff. So if you're on Appear offline, like guild people in World of Warcraft can still see her online and stuff like that. Most of the exceptions are World of Warcraft based. I think Diablo 2, aren't there like clans or something in Diablo?
Yeah, there are. So
Same
they
thing.
should be able to see you online.
So
the groups thing is interesting. It's becoming very Discord-like, I would say.
Just 2 years too late. Yep.
When's video chat coming?
I mean, like, so right now we actually almost use Discord video tonight because Discord's video's out. Like, we're like, yes, replace Skype, but of course it wouldn't recognize my webcam because it's still really new.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so it's really nice to have all these features finally. There's also the phone app is live. I don't think we talked about it yet on the show. So you can actually download on iPhone and Android a Battle.net chat app, which is
if you want to be
about
accessible 24/7 on Battle.net, just do that.
I've got it. I really like it.
It actually worked out. It actually worked out well for me the other, like a week or two ago. One of the viewers on the show messaged me on Battle.net. Was like, "Want to play Overwatch?" And I was thinking of just going home and just going to bed, but so I played Overwatch instead of sleeping.
There you go. So that's going on there. That's all brand new. Wow, Jimmy, we talked a lot.
Time is money, friends, and we're almost flat broke.
I think we're actually going to get out of here. We're going to talk a little bit about burnout this week and how to avoid it whenever you're playing.
You know how to avoid it? By not talking about it.
Yep. And just have a lot of things you do. Like, at the end of the day, the best thing to do to avoid burnout is not dedicate your life 24/7, 365 to something that you can't reasonably sustain. Oh, what a novel idea. There it is. There's your strategy segment. Moderate your life, listeners.
There you go.
You're welcome. But thank you guys again all so much for hanging out for this week. Again, if you have thoughts, ideas, questions, topics you'd like to hear discussed on the show, send us an email at thepayload@blizzpro.com or post in our podcast discussion Discord channel. We've got a channel dedicated specifically to just discussing things for the podcast. We also have a feedback one too. That's good to go there as well. So do that. And as far as Patreon go, thank you again to Shadow J.A., Krell, Liam O., Stuart J., Leong Z., Jacob S., and Adam W. for being our MVPs. We're really glad you enjoy the show. If you would like to support the show, again, any amount helps make it a better show, make it sound better, bring on new guests, and, just help us be able to dedicate a set amount of time to this every week while we work full-time jobs and, try to live normal lives. Head on over to patreon.com/payload podcast. Find out how you can get involved. And then, of course, iTunes reviews. Best way to support the show, especially not monetarily, is to hop on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. Just search for the Payload Podcast in iTunes. We'll be right there. And you can go ahead and leave a 5-star review. We'll read your name on the show. Rosh should be back next week. And so when she is back, she'll mispronounce your name on the show.
Exactly.
As for that, or as for anything else, Jimmy, what about you? Shoutouts for the week. Where can people find you?
Yeah, just find me on Twitch and Twitter at DJ Tyrant. Post everything that I'm doing online there. So just follow me there if you're interested in what I'm doing. Going to be really busy the next few weeks. So yeah, definitely check it out. There's lots and lots of Blizzard related stuff going on.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. I should have read. As for me, you can find me everywhere at Kick Tripod, twitch.tv/Kick Tripod, twitter.com/Kick Tripod. If you're going to be at TwitchCon next week, I'd love to meet you and say hi. I'm also playing a ton of Destiny, and we'll continue to play a ton of Destiny until I can't anymore. So if you're wanting to get in and play that, by all means, hit me up. I'm always looking for more people to play with on Xbox or PC when it comes out on the 24th. And twitter.com/Kick Tripod as well. Follow me. I tweet funny stuff sometimes. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for tuning in to episode 81 of The Payload. You can find more awesome Overwatch stuff throughout the week at overwatch.blizzpro.com. And I'm not just saying that. Over the past about month, JR, if you listen to Well Met, you'll know who JR is. He's the co-founder of BlizzPro, has been putting a bunch of time and effort into really making BlizzPro a more robust platform for news and strategy across all the Blizzard games. Overwatch is just the same in that, and so there's lots of great content being put out of overwatch.blizzpro.com and hearthstone.blizzpro.com. Specifically, those are the two that I follow the closest. So Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for episode 81, and we will see you all next week. Thanks again, guys. Bye.